Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flick Show. My name is Chris Wong. A lot of interesting DC Extended Universe activity today. Some may be true, some maybe not, and one incredible still picture. Still looking for the official one though. But let's start off by saying that whole DM messaging from John Campea about the rebooting of the DC Extended Universe turned out to be false. False! Yes, Jeremy Conrad and at Manabyte tweeted out a picture talking about John Campea saying that the DC will reboot, replacing everybody after Flashpoint, replacing everybody. And everybody went wild. I went crazy. I was like, what? He talked to John Campea about that, and it was circled around, and everybody was getting ahead of it, and Humberto Gonzalez going nuts, Mario Robles, and everybody was like, okay, what's going on? It's got to be fake. Why are they doing Aquaman then? What's the point of all that? Well, apparently Jeremy Conrad didn't all of a sudden said, oh, that's not, I didn't DM him. That's not mine. What? And then he says he found it on Reddit? Huh? And then he says it was fake. So it was like, great. Thanks a lot, Jeremy, for putting that out and going nuts over it. Not even validating first if it was even real. You know, and it made it sound like you actually DM'd John Campea himself. Oh my God. So anyway, false alarm. Don't freak out. Not that I believed it anyway at all. So anyway, moving on to possibly news is that Green Lantern could be looking at to be directed by Chris McQuarrie. That's right. So this is coming out from ThatHashTagShow.com. It says here, Warner Brothers courting Christopher McQuarrie to helm Green Lantern Corps. This is from Charles Murphy. So back in July, they were first to tell you that Rupert Wyatt was attached to Warner Brothers' Green Lantern Corps film. At the time of the report, that was accurate, but in the world of filmmaking, especially for DC films, things are always dynamic, and Wyatt is no longer attached. With the restructuring of DC's film slate at the end of 2017, some of films found themselves moved down the list and others off the list in general. But Green Lantern Corps made the cut, and studio still hopes to have it in theaters sometime in 2020. February 14th and June 5th have been set aside for as yet an untitled film in that year. As such, the search for a new director is ongoing. We heard from a source that they are looking at Christopher McQuarrie to helm the sci-fi adventure. After writing the Academy Award-winning script for The Usual Suspects back in 1995, McQuarrie's profile has been on the rise over the past several years thanks to his work behind the camera on Jack Reacher, Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, and the upcoming Mission Impossible Fallout. McQuarrie has also been at work behind the scenes crafting screenplays for Jack the Giant Slayer, The Edge of Tomorrow, and 2017's The Mummy. Ooh. I'm looking at his work. It doesn't take too long to see that star Tom Cruise is a staple in the McQuarrie film. And it doesn't seem entirely crazy to at least wonder if McQuarrie signing on for the film might help draw Cruise's experienced draw Cruise's interest to the project. Sorry. The current draft of the film would give us an older, experienced Hal Jordan who is already a Green Lantern Corps vet when he meets newcomer Jon Stewart. The studio is looking to cast an actor in the 39 to 50 age range, and while Cruise sits just a bit outside that box, 55, he's certainly an exception to most rules. For now, we'll keep an eye on the story while it develops and see if McQuarrie does in fact sign on the dotted line. If he does, we won't be the only ones wondering if Cruise, whose time to find himself attached to one of these major comic book IPs is winding down, won't be too far behind him. So that's the story on that hashtag show. I'll link to that article in the description below. But wow, that's interesting, isn't it? That is really interesting. Christopher McQuarrie done some great Mission Impossible movies. Yes, he's worked with Tom Cruise as well. So that actually sounds pretty awesome to me, quite honestly. An older Hal Jordan shepherding a younger Jon Stewart, and Tom Cruise has been trying to get into the superhero thing. I don't know, like he was almost going to be Tony Stark in the original Iron Man. He tried to get the Mummy into the Dark universe, and that didn't really pan out. So maybe he's gonna come into the DC Extended Universe. You know, I'd rather have Armie Hammer as Hal Jordan. But if this is the route they're gonna take, 39 to 50, then yeah, sure, that might be what they're going with. But I don't know. I kind of doubt they're gonna go their way unless they're really gonna make John Stewart the Green Lantern. That's the route they're gonna go. But I feel like it may not happen. But I mean, it is kind of cool to see that kind of work out. Tom Cruise is a big name, and he's gonna be doing his own stunts and stuff like that. And he's it didn't really work well for the Mummy, but it could work well for Green Lantern Corps. But anyway, so Warner Brothers courting Christopher McQuarrie to helm Green Lantern Corps. This is a huge rumor so far. A lot of media sites picked up on it and put it out there. They called rumor on it. But Humberto Gonzalez actually said that's a fake. That's not happening. That's old news back in October. That's not happening. He calls people and they call him back and stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't know who to believe. So I mean, this is a interesting one for now. It could be quite possible, though, if you think about it, now that Christopher McQuarrie has done Mission Impossible Fallout, and maybe Mission Impossible Fallout has test screened and people are loving it so far. So they might be looking at that as, hey, you know what? You got something there. How about you helm Green Lantern? You know, there could be something in the works. I don't know. I'm not sure. But for now, take this as a grain of salt. It is a rumor. Although #show says it's true. We'll see coming probably San Diego Comic-Con. I believe that's when everything's going to come to a head and more stuff is coming out. Now, for something real, is this first shot of Shazam. Zachary Levi in the Shazam suit, this time from the front. It's still blurry, it's still amateur, but you finally get to see the front, you finally get to see the bolt of lightning, and he looks dead on from like the comics, man. He's like, seriously, just pull him out of the comics and throw him on screen. That's what he looks like, and there's no doubt about it. He looks like Shazam. I would still want an official image because that's blurry. You don't even see what type of material he's wearing at that point, right? It's so far away. It's so blurry. I want to see official, and every day we see more behind the scenes. I'm like, why aren't they releasing the official image already? It's already out there. People see it. Do something, Warner Brothers. Put the official image out, and then it could quiet down the fans who are giving it a lot of shade, or put more evidence into strengthen that dislike. But you won't know until you actually put it out. So I say put out the official image already, Warner Brothers. And then finally, for my last story tonight, this is more hopeful thinking. This is all about Zack Snyder leaving a breadcrumb trail of clues towards something. Maybe something. Now, this all started out when we got the Snyder Cut, right? His thumb's got a cut in it. People thought it was like, okay, it's just a thumb cut. Okay, and then when the image afterwards, well, a lot of people caught on. It's like, oh, Snyder Cut, right? And they thought he was being playful about it, or it was a inside joke. Then he says he found this guy, and that's Superman, the symbol of hope. Found hope, Snyder Cut, hope for the Snyder Cut. Okay, all right, maybe he's playing something. Maybe it's just coincidence. Then this guy shows up. Aquaman, Jason Momoa, a shot of him in a truck, a scene that we didn't get to see in the actual movie, a scene that's possibly in the Snyder Cut. All right, just getting out there, sure. Then today, he posted this picture of Kiersey Clemens, and it looks suspiciously like the same sweater that she wore during the Flash saving her scene that was cut out of the film of Justice League, right? So people are like, whoa, what's going on here? Is he just going through his pictures? What's going on here? Mick D commented on that VERO post, and he said this: loving this little breadcrumb trail at Zack Snyder. As I've been saying on Twitter, like the boss's films, he doesn't spoon feed his audiences with explicit narrative and exposition. You have to dig deeper and tie things together for greater understanding of his intentions. It's what makes him a master storyteller. His VERO activity is an art form no different. Gingerbread House, here we come. Then Zack Snyder replied, at McD, wink. Okay, a wink. What does that mean? Oh my God. Is he trying to tell us something? Is he trying to tell us that he is making the Zack Snyder cut? That maybe Walter Hamada came to him, called him up and says, yo, Zack, man. I don't know. That's how he talks. But Zack, we were wrong. We'd like you to finish the Snyder Cut for us. This is all the material you have here. Please help us finish this, and we'll release your Snyder Cut. Yeah, I don't know. I could be dreaming. Yeah, sure. Whatever. I can. Hard to sleep, but I could be dreaming. But I am hopeful that what Zack Snyder intended on all these VERO posts is that he really truly is meaning to do something. What does this mean? What does this mean? In fact, super fans like Fiona also believe that he is up to something. There is something going to happen, something big that's to be announced soon. And I like it. I like when a fan like Krypton's Codex George put this out and said that on the 25th of March of 2016, Batman v Superman releases. The 25th of March of 2017, Justice League Trailer 1 releases. Could it be that in March of 25th of 2018, 20-something days from now, could Zack announce the Snyder Cut on VERO? Or could there even be news of a Snyder Cut? It will be long after, not too long, but long after the release of the digital and the Blu-ray, the physical copies of the Justice League theatrical version. And a lot of people are saying that after the release of the physical copy, that they will probably hear some type of news, something possibly of more cuts later on. Could this be it? I don't know. I really don't know, but I am excited. I am super stoked and excited to hear. Hopefully we'll get something soon. Or it could even be by WonderCon. It could be by San Diego Comic-Con. But like a lot of these fans, a lot of these people who follow Zack Snyder do believe there is something brewing and something going to happen. And I hope that's the Snyder Cut. Well, what do you guys think about Warner Brothers courting Christopher McQuarrie allegedly to do the Green Lantern movie? Or at least if he was, is he being contacted again to try to do the Green Lantern movie despite what Humberto Gonzalez has said? Also, what do you guys think about the new shot of Shazam's front? Are you sold yet, or do you need that official shot like I am? And what do you guys think about Zack Snyder leaving a whole trail of breadcrumbs? Is it going to lead to the gingerbread house that we all want to see? That is the Snyder Cut, or is it something else altogether? All right, guys. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.